a sensational, crazy 90 minutes that was. Trent, I hope you can make sense of it. I can't.
Like you said, crazy. Oh, what a game. These are the games we love to play in. Made it hard for ourselves, but fantastic ending to a game. Stuff that you love to see, to be honest.
It looked like, to be honest, you'd blown it, and then luckily you had the coolest man in Anfield to see it through.
Yeah, but like Trent said, we make it harder for ourselves after 3-0 up. We need to avoid being in this situation, but then in the end it will be a day to remember for all of these people that were in the stands, and especially for me, of course. Getting the winner is always something special.
Yeah, describe the feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, all winning goals are great, but that one, to seal a 4-3.
Yeah, I think everyone kind of dreams to score a winner last minute, and I don't know, I saw the ball ending in Lucas that is not properly a defender, and I thought he might have passed it to the keeper, and I believed it, and I could score, and it's a fantastic feeling.
Trent, in truth, is it just a massive relief when Diogo slots it in?
Nah, it's not so much relief, it's just celebration, to be honest. You know, when you can see so late on an equaliser, it's then you're trying to push to get the winner again. So yeah, we go from disappointment to sheer joy in a matter of a couple of minutes. It's it's an outstanding way to finish a game.
I mean, it feels like a lifetime ago, but how good was the first 15-20 minutes?
All over them, to be honest. That was our game plan. There's a lot of stuff we need to learn. That we can't be.
Go on, tell us.
We can't be almost drawing 3-3 when we're 3-0 up. That's not what top sides do. We need to put the game to bed, which we thought we did, but they hung on in there and they fought back. Fair play to them, but it's about winning games, and we've done that today, and that's all that matters.
Diogo, what did the manager say when he sent you on? Because there was just that sense at that point that a game that had been massively under control was just slipping out of Liverpool's control.
Yeah, everyone wants to defend, obviously, but that at that moment it was important to get second balls to control better the game. That's what he asked. I think we did that when he came on, but then the second goal gave the Tottenham confidence, obviously, and this is Premier League, and it's hard to manage. But in the end, we got the win. That was the most important.
And Trent, I know you asked about it incessantly at the moment, but how are you finding that role? Because you're a massive effect on the game at the moment, but also it's giving you such a lot of ground to cover when you are defending.
Yeah, it's a full team system. It's not just my position that's changed. There's everyone's within the system has to change and adapt to it. So, but we're enjoying our football, and there's still things to learn. But we're enjoying it, creating chances, dominating games, and it's going well. We need to see it through, see it to the end of the season now.
Yeah, so 4 wins in a row, a Liverpool back.
Yeah, I don't think we did that before. I'm not too sure, but it feels great, and we just need to keep on going.
Okay, well done, brilliant.
Thank you.
Well done, guys.
Thanks,
Cheers, Diego.
Well, it is 4 wins in a row, but that was touch and go at the end. What have we just seen?
I think you've seen both Tottenham and Liverpool season in 90 minutes. The inconsistency, at times really good, at times really bad, and times indifferent. And I think that sums up both their seasons. Liverpool for that first 25 minutes were fabulous. At 3-0, you think it's going to be a real rout. And then they took the foot off the accelerator. Give credit to Spurs because they got a goal and then they got another goal, and you're thinking at this point, Liverpool are hanging on. I think Konate gave a penalty away on Richarlison. I think they've been denied a penalty there. So that, I think, would have made it 3-3, which could have ended up being a very different game again. But for me, I'm not sure. I always think first I think as a player, then I think as a manager. If I'm in that dressing room, both dressing rooms, I'm not sure what I'm saying to the players. You're saying to Spurs if you're their
Well, you've been what would you be saying if you're Ryan Mason? What are you saying?
I said, again, second half. What is it? What is flicking the switch where you find a yard more aggression? And that's what it was, because they were coasting in the first half. Liverpool always start well here, always get on top of you, and if they get a goal at that time, then they might get a second one. And
Jurgen, once he's come out the physio room, what would you say if you was him?
No, I don't know. He'd be happy, obviously, he got the 3 points, but he won't be happy with the 90 minutes football. Because, as young Trent said there, big teams don't play football matches like that. Big teams get the goals, and then if they're not dominating the ball, they close your shop. And then they don't give chances up. But Liverpool, I have to say, look vulnerable at times. And you've got, no doubt we'll highlight it, but I think the penalty was a great shot, and I think Tottenham can feel hard done to by not getting it.
We will do that. We'll look at all the goals and we'll look at the major incidents in the game in just a moment. But overall on that game, as Graham said, for half an hour it was played at a blistering pace. Then all the tempo went out of it. Spurs got themselves back into it. And then for the last, 10, 15 minutes, it was frantic again.
Yeah, it was obviously, for us as in neutrals to watch it was brilliant. I don't think Trent said the games you want to be involved in. I'm not too sure about that, to be honest with you. I don't think.
Boss.
Maybe the endings.
Yeah, at the end, yeah, of course. But from Tottenham's perspective, I mean, the first half an hour, they were sitting back. We knew Liverpool was going to come out against Tottenham after the last few games where they're conceding very, very early in games. That has to stop very, very quickly, because you know that people like Harry and Son that will score goals. The problem is because they're conceding goals. And when you're conceding 2-3 goals in the space of 10, 15 minutes, that's not good. So that has to change very, very quickly. But give them credit, they came back into the game. Liverpool let them come back into the game. When Harry scored that goal, you can see gave them a lift.
Momentum, isn't it?
Yeah,
momentum.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was a great game for us to see, but there's still a lot of work to do for Tottenham.
As Graham said, there's not much really for the managers or the coaches to know what to analyse straight away in the chaos of that. But from a player's point of view, I mean, as much as you get the exhilaration of the win if you're Liverpool, the disappointment if you're Tottenham, I mean, we're all exhausted just having watched it.
Yeah, it was a range of emotions. It's almost hard to fathom at times. Because you're thinking from Tottenham's point of view, they're 2 down after 6 minutes, whatever it is, and straight away your mind goes back to last Sunday when I was at Newcastle. I remember looking at the players thinking, my goodness, we could be ending another 6-0 here. This 6-1, this could happen. It's feasible. We are playing so badly. Liverpool got their tails up. Then Liverpool get the goal back. They go 3. Then once they get a goal, Tottenham, momentum, everything starts to shift. And you can see Liverpool getting major problems defensively. We're going to talk more about the system with what Trent's offering, the pros and the cons. But I don't see it. I think it just leaves Liverpool so exposed. Konate had to run into areas all game where he found it really difficult. He looked incredibly tired having to chase Ton. But as a player, I mean, from Liverpool's point of view, you are just so relieved, so relieved. I think there'll be a few Spurs players, and the way that they are right now, they're thinking, we got away with that there a little bit. That could have been a disaster for us. That could have been as bad as it gets. I'll be fascinated to see when we speak to the players what they say, because they'll all be part of them saying, we were quite proud of coming back. But they've done that under Conte all season. This has to change. They can't keep starting that 3-0. It's a mountain to climb every week.
Well, from your mouth to our producer's ears, because we can hear from Harry Kane now. He's with Patrick Davison.
Well, Harry, if you possibly can, so soon after the game's finished, pick the bones out of that for us.
Yeah, I mean, dreadful start, first 20 minutes. Obviously not the first time it's happened this season, so we need to start understanding moments better, understanding big games better. You're coming away to Anfield, just like you're going away to St James's Park, and the same thing happened. So 20 minutes is one game, and then the 70 plus 5 minutes, we had chances. They had a lot of the ball, but I felt like the majority of the chances come to us. We hit the post. Alisson made some good saves, and over that period, we fully deserved to get back into the game. And overall, would have been one of the a really great comeback. And then that last 10 seconds, it's hard to put into words how that happens and why that happens, but we have to just try and move on from it and get ready for next week.
Has it been a wild range of emotions you've been through this afternoon? The disappointment with that first 20 minutes, pride at the comeback, and then obviously devastation now.
Yeah, I think, over the course of this season we've shown to come back in a lot of games, and to do it here away at Anfield shows what we're capable of. But it's been to have the starts that we've had. It's just hard to even put into words. It's hard to even talk about. And
is today inexplicable on the back of it happening last week? You're talking about being unacceptable. It's a one-off that's happened twice in a week.
But there's only so many words you can use. The bottom line is you need to go out there and prove it not to be the case. We've conceded pretty much in the first minute the last 3 games we played, and look, it's down to us to go away and find a reason why, and then find out how we can improve the situation. But look, like I said, the last 75 minutes or whatever it was, we had some real good chances and deserved the 3 goals we did. But in these moments, in these games, you can't do what you've done at the end, because you know, you come away with a totally different feeling. When you draw that game, it takes, even though it's not the 3 points we wanted, you take that point into the rest of the final four. And now it's, you know, a feeling of just gut-wrenching defeat, and to get nothing from that, it's just it's hard to take.
Where are Spurs at the moment, Harry? What is the real Spurs? The Spurs we saw last week, the Spurs we saw in the first 20 minutes, or the one we saw for the last 70?
Yeah, well, look, the table don't lie, where we are don't lie. You know, we've got some fantastic players. We have some fantastic moments, but overall, as a team, we're not playing good enough collectively. You know, we need to find a way to, you know, get through moments when things ain't going our way. We need to find a way of, you know, starting games away from home where you're not under the cosh straight away. So, yeah, look, we deserve where we are, you know, and that's what the league table's there for. So we have 4 games. Look, this one's going to be hard to take, but you know, we've got a week until the next game. We have to look at it back and try and move on.
Yeah, and lastly, I've interviewed you a couple of times this week, and you sound absolutely determined, absolutely committed to getting this club back on the path that you feel it should be. Is that very much the case?
Yeah, well, I live in the moment. I live in to give 110% in every day and every place I am. So yeah, look, there's loads of positives from today. We can't hide it. We can't just, you know, forget that because we ended up losing. We done some good things, you know, and especially in the second half. But overall, football's about winning, and when you get back into a game like this, and you have to find a way to get the draw or even go on and get the win, and yeah, it's just a sucker punch for it to happen like that.
Thanks, Harry.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Graham, when Harry Kane spoke to Pat before the game, when we heard what he had to say, you felt that it felt like an interview that he was prepared for, that he was very polished, that he was anticipating the questions. What did you make of that interview?
I like that. I mean, it's obviously hurting. It's raw. I know to lose a game in the last minute is a real sore one to take. And I felt that's how it should be. You know, that was the emotions of a man who was hurt by the way the game panned out for them. Can I just also say, this is not a new thing, Spurs conceding early goals. And I see if you guys agree. I would imagine it's still the same in the dressing room. The last thing as a player you hear from your manager and your coaches is, make sure we start right. Now, that must have been emphasised.
Liverpool lead 3-1 at the break against Tottenham. Let's start, as we normally do, with the first goal, Graham.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool, as normal at Anfield, they start like a house on fire. Ball comes out to the left-hand side here. Gakpo on it. Not a good pass. Gakpo again. Ends up with Mo, and Mo chops this back. He could have been a bit more careful with his pass here, but he chops it back. But because he's such a good striker of the ball, Trent, he delivers an inch-perfect pass for Curtis Jones. You have to say the right back for Spurs, Porro, is tucked in a wee bit too much. I don't know what he's talking about there, but just go and deal with it. Deal with it. You don't have to go that far in, son. That's taken care of. Look over your shoulder. He never does. And that's the end result.
Good finish, Graham.
Super finish.
So
Not an
Curtis
easy
Jones
finish.
gets his first Premier League goal at Anfield in front of fans. He's done it before in lockdown and he's done it in the Cups, but not in the Premier League. And then Luis Diaz made it to Robbie.
Yeah, Gakpo's been causing problems running behind. Makes a great run there. What I love about this goal is his movement just before that. He just drops his shoulder and gets across. That's it. It looks an easy finish there, but that's a difficult finish.
Difficult finish for him. What about the penalty for Mo Salah? First of all, the incident, Jamie.
Oh, I mean, it just showed no pressure on the ball. I'll get to the ball. No, I won't tackle anyone. I'll just stand off it. And then Romero decides to just make such a rash, poor decision. I've seen some of his defending this last 4 or 5 games, diabolical. Not making right decisions, and he actually says, like, I got the ball. No, you didn't. You got nowhere near it, and you're costing your team right now with those decisions. Good piece of play by Gakpo, and this is a brave penalty. He just lifts it into the top of the net, but a good one as well. Good penalty.
The game went a bit flat after that. I think Gary said in commentary it was almost as though Liverpool were bored. The crowd were quieter, and that gave Spurs the chance to get back into the game.
It was like it was too easy for Liverpool at times, and then, you know, you don't want to give a team, especially someone like Harry Kane, the opportunities, and, you know, they get a bit of luck here with Van Dijk slipping, but then once it comes to Harry, you know that he's gonna score. So Liverpool's give them a little bit of light because the first half an hour, you know, they were all over the place. So at least going into the dressing room now after scoring, be a bit more optimistic. So they need to come out like they did against Man United in midweek.
Well, Spurs managed to get the reply through Harry Kane, but it was such a slow start for them, such a fast.
أوراوا يتعادل مع الهلال في الرياض وطرد الدوسري. اكتفى الهلال السعودي بتعادل مخيب 1-1 مع ضيفه أوراوا رد ديامونز الياباني في ذهاب نهائي دوري أبطال آسيا لكرة القدم، في مباراة افتتحت فيها ظالم الدوسري التسجيل قبل أن يطرد في الدقائق الأخيرة يوم السبت. ومنح الدوسري تقدما مبكرا لحامل اللقب في الدقيقة 13، لكن الفريق الياباني أدرك التعادل بواسطة شينزو كوروكي بعد هفوة دفاعية بعد 7 دقائق من الاستراحة. ولم يتردد الحكم العماني أحمد الكاف في طرد الدوسري بعد اعتدائه على كين إياو قبل 4 دقائق من النهاية. وطرد الدوسري بعد اعتداء على إياو، وأقر حكم الفيديو المساعد بصحة قرار الحكم. ولم تفلح محاولات رامون دياز مدرب الهلال في تحسين أداء فريقه الذي بدا غير قادر على التعامل مع دفاع أوراوا المنظم ليتأجل الحسم إلى المواجهة في سايتاما. كما اكتفى الهلال السعودي بتعادل مخيب 1-1 مع ضيفه أوراوا.